Hey, YouTubers in YouTube land. This is Matt with another review or reviews coming at you. It's kind of late, having a little hard time sleeping, so decided to do another tape for your viewing pleasure. And tonight, I'm still going to do the Friday the 13th comparisons, all 8 movies, or the first 8 movies, should I say, plus an extra special review I'm going to have that's going to be included in that. Tonight, as a little precursor, tonight I'm going to be doing a comparison slash review of the first 4 Halloween movies, with Halloween 1, and of course number 2, and we're going to skip 3 because 3 had absolutely nothing to do with Michael Myers, so we're going to go to number 4, and then we're going to go to number 5. I'm leaving part 6 and Resurrection and H2O out, mainly for the sake that they all were rubbish after part 5, I would say. Part 5 wasn't bad. A lot of people give it a lot of shit that it's a bad movie. I don't really think it's that bad. I enjoyed the first 4 Halloweens. Alright, for sake of argument, I'll say the first 5. But part 3 was crap. I didn't like it at all. Just kind of making money off a title that had absolutely nothing to do with why the title got popular in the first place. But that's neither here nor there. So we're just going to do first Halloween. Came out in '79, so in many ways you could say this is the precursor to Friday the 13th and all the other slasher movies that came out afterwards. Even though this isn't really more of a slasher movie, this is probably the first stalker movie slasher movie, I guess you can say. No pun intended. So John Carpenter was the one who directed this one, and I enjoyed this one a lot. For the sake it didn't really have any blood, it was more based on suspense and just kind of like building up what a character was going to be developed on later on in future movies. And that's all I really have to say about Halloween 1. We got Halloween 2. Now, Halloween 2 was basically a continuation of part 1, where it happened on the same night. It happened within hours of the first one ending, which I thought was really good continuity on their part when they decided to do that, even though this movie came out, I believe, about 2 or 3 years after the original came out. So, good continuity. Carpenter didn't direct this. It was somebody else, but he still had a lot of say-so in it. One gripe about this is that I didn't like the way they changed the main Halloween theme. You know, the do. It was a lot more techno sounding, almost like disco-y sounding. Whereas the first one had a lot more suspense. It was a really good piano rendering. The first one was basically all rendered. It was piano plus synthesizer. The second one sounded almost like a synthesizer the entire way, which I really didn't like a lot. That's a minor gripe. Part 2 was still really good. Good sequel. Then you had part 3, which had to do with Halloween masks and the government and secret societies and stuff, which was crap. Then you had part 4, and part 4 I really liked a lot. I thought part 4 was probably underrated Halloween movie out of all of them. It was a lot more gory and graphic than the other 2 previous. It had a lot more grisly killings. I guess they were trying to compete with Friday the 13th and everything like that. So they had to do what they had to do, and they had to stay competitive, and they got more brutal killings, which was fine. I really didn't have a problem with that at all. And it's also had Danielle Harris, who was also in the remake of Halloween, the one that Rob Zombie did. She played one of Laurie's friends. I forgot which one. I think it was the one that PJ Souls was in the original Halloween. So she was like the whore out of the group. So whichever one was the whore, that's who pretty much Danielle Harris was in the remake. And then you have part 5, and this is where you kind of saw like the franchise kind of going down the hill. There really wasn't much to it. Like part 2 was to part 1. Part 5 is basically, it happens right after the 4th one ends. It picks up right when it ends, after he gets shot and he falls down a well. And they thought they blow up Michael Myers, but of course they don't. And he floats down a river, and he goes along his merry way. So this also had Danielle Harris, and it had Donald Pleasence. I almost forget about Donald Pleasence. He was in all the way up through number 6. And after 6, he died because he probably felt, okay, this series doesn't really have anything else to provide for me, so I'm going to get out while the getting's good. Rest in peace, Donald Pleasence. I loved you a lot. All your movies were great, especially James Bond. I forgot which one it was. I think it was I don't want to say Moonraker, but I don't know which one it was. But anyway, Donald Pleasance, rest in peace. And that's all I really have to say. I can review Part 6 and Part H2O and then Resurrection. And I think after that they gave up with new Halloween material. And then they went back to the drawing board with Rob Zombie. And for the most, I thought it was a good movie. You know, it was different. It was a retelling basically of the entire thing, or I would say a reimagining of the entire thing. But it was still good nonetheless. Probably Rob Zombie's best movie, I would say, out of the three that he's done. But other than that, Halloween is a really good franchise. I like Halloween a lot as a franchise. That's all I really have to say. Hope this wasn't too long for anybody out there. But coming up next, when I get the time, I'll be doing the first 8 movies for Friday the 13th. And I will catch everybody later on.